Grant Stern from Occupy Democrats joins us now to break things down a little bit more. Grant, the first documents in question were discovered in a private office Biden held in Washington, but these new ones were found at his home. How does this change things?
It really doesn't change anything. These are situations where they only become serious if there's a willful attempt to retain the information. So right now they've just found some stuff, and without any testimony or evidence of the way that these things landed in a certain place or another, it's not evidence of a crime at this point.
Do you think Biden could face any legal repercussions tied to these classified documents?
Based on the information we have today, absolutely not. It's a crime to willfully hold on to this information, but there's no evidence of that, none whatsoever. Furthermore, the only reason that it's a crime with Donald Trump that is being investigated by a grand jury is because of his willful refusal to hand over these kinds of records. This case is radically different from what we're witnessing with the former president. The former president, Donald Trump, removed these records and then intentionally held on to them after they were requested to be returned.
Can you speak to any differences in treatment between former President Trump and President Biden when it comes to these documents? We know the initial discovery in Biden's case came out before the election.
Well, the main difference is that the appointment of a special counsel in the case with Biden happened a lot faster than it did with Donald Trump. And that's simply because of the apparent conflict of interest of the executive branch of America's government investigating the head of the executive branch of America's government. But as we learned during the Trump presidency, there's a pretty much 0% chance of any sort of indictment landing while President Biden is in office because of the doctrine of official inviolability. In other words, you can't arrest a public official to stop them from doing their job because it's like a form of removal from office. And so a removal from office for a president can only happen with an impeachment in the House of Representatives and a conviction by 2/3 of the United States Senate. This is not an analogous situation, even one bit.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.